And welcome in to another episode of the Football Smack Talk Show. My name is Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome in to the Eagles Pin Pull Network. We have been off for a few weeks. Some off-season time off, as it were. Not a lot going on, obviously, but figured we'd come back. We have a trade. Eagles finally got rid of Bryce Huff, and training camp is right around the corner and the start of the next year. So we figured we'd come back, talk to you guys, and just BS with you like normal, right?
Yeah, a lot going on as far as like some of the off-season things, some of the, like you mentioned, the trade of Huff, and they had of course, the league meetings a couple weeks ago where the vote to ban the tush push was canceled down. It was voted down. The tush push stays for another year,
at least. That might not survive another year, but
I know.
At least we know we got it for another year. So,
yeah, God help us if there ever is an injury, like a sprained toe or something on a tush push. They're gonna, see, it's a dangerous play, but how many years for concussions to become an issue? And
CTE and all that fun stuff that they ignored for years. But I listen. I just think this is teams that are sour grapes, that are salty, exactly. They're soft organizations that realize that they can't stop it, and rather than setting your mind to figuring it out and stopping it, and I don't know, trying to outsmart your opponent, you just try and ban it. I mean, Green Bay Packers, first and foremost, and again, whether or not it's the NFL kind of leading the charge there
I was going to say, I kind of wonder if they are, because of the Packers don't actually have an owner.
Right, exactly. So they can kind of throw things through them to get into kind of these league meetings. But either way, I've always thought the Packers were a soft organization. I'm glad we get to shove it in their faces and they're just mad because we beat their ass twice last year.
Over under on how many times we run the tush push against them.
I don't. Doesn't matter what the line is. I'm going over.
Yeah, smash the over. Yeah,
That's why I wanted to go to Green Bay this year, especially
yeah.
after this, and just be like, yeah, I would just be insufferable. Just
Oh yeah,
it would just be too funny. Outside of obviously wanting to go to Green Bay and just the
sure.
history
Well,
of
I
them.
mean, and it's like every time they complete a pass to a tight end or something like that. Oh well, we can't defend that. Oh, let's ban the play.
Yeah, so I hope I hope it stays. But my feeling is that I kind of had a feeling that it might squeeze through this time, but
Right.
next go probably won't be too kind for the Tush Bush fans out there. So it
Yeah.
is what it is. We'll deal with it next year after we're hosting another trophy, right?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Ah, I'll gladly get two Super Bowl out of these Tush Pushes, right?
Right. I mean, shoot, if you can't stop it. I mean, it'd be one thing if the Eagles were running the play on 1st and 10
Right,
and, getting 5, 6 yards on it. And it's like, okay, look, this is ugly. It's stupid. Like, like clearly this isn't rugby. You can't run that play every time.
right. Yeah, I
But
mean that again. You're right. That would be
yeah,
ridiculous. But
yeah,
that's not what's happening here. And again, it is what it is. We don't have to worry about it for another year. But people are always going to talk about it. They're always going to complain
sure.
about it. And I think over the last, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever, however far back you want to go, I feel like we as a society has ultimately gotten soft.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
And everything offends everybody, and instead of trying to work hard, you're just trying to figure out an easier way to get to your goal, and that's really kind of indicative of what happened here as well. So
Yeah.
anyway, Bryce Huff finally off this team. Listen,
Thanks
did
for the memories, Bryce.
did we all were we all a little confused when this happened? When he got signed for 17-ish million dollars a year? Sure. Did we think there was potential? Sure. Did it work out? No.
Mhm.
That happens. Um, he just wasn't a good fit here. Didn't work with Fangio. He thought he would. But the fact of the matter is that um, Huff destroyed any trade value that he had. Yet somehow, some way, Howie Rose gets himself a fifth round pick that could become a fourth rounder in next year's draft, which we already have, a plethora of picks.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it.
Yeah. And, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, he's going to be reunited with Robert Saleh, who got the most out of him with the Jets.
Sure.
But, man, to me, again, that's one of those things you're grasping at straws if you really believe in that. Like,
Absolutely. What's up, Party on Broad podcast? I hear you guys are pretty good podcasts as well, especially that one guy. Anyway,
I've heard he's terrible, but what do I know?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, listen, and we're gonna get into it a little further. Yeah, obviously there is talks, there's rumors, there is a need for other positions. Whether you want to be a tight end, a safety, or whatever. If you could use that fourth, fifth round pick, whatever it ends up being, essentially, and get somebody onto your team, Michael Mayer, tight end from the Raiders, Kyle
Right.
Pitts, tight end from um, Atlanta,
Atlanta, yeah.
yeah, whomever you want to say, and you basically trade Huff for that. I think that's huge win. And it shows you how he's constantly evolving, constantly maturing, constantly trying to get better. I mean, we remember a day where he'd make a mistake and he'd sit on that mistake for years.
Yeah, he doubled down on it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So that one guy. All right, you're right. I'm sorry. Rob is also pretty cool. Yeah. So two guys.
I've heard Dives doesn't suck.
I don't know. It's not what the rumor on the internet is.
See, they got that on computers now, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Nah, I can't use mine.
Yeah, your computer sucks.
Yeah. My internet provider blames the computer. The computer blames the internet provider. Somehow, I think society got blamed by something. Yeah.
Probably. It's an ongoing fun thing. Yep. So yeah. So again, I think what's more important is what we potentially do, that next move,
Right.
that next trade, if you will, and bringing in somebody and what that could look like. Because again, this team is certainly far from perfect. And we speaking of, we have been talking about it, whether it be on this network last night on the Birds of the Roundtable or on the Party on Broad podcast network on Monday. Um, what is kind of that, like, again, if you just could wave a wand, what's that
Mhm.
next position? Or and even further, necessarily a player, whether it be by trade, whether it be by free agency, that I think that you're thinking that the Eagles could do to kind of up the game even more. What right now,
Sure.
like, again, gun to your head, what position are you going for? And if there any names or is there any, you know, free agents?
Well, I'll give you one name. I haven't. He's been linked on a lot of trade rumors, like that this team is openly trying to trade him, and I've not heard the Eagles linked to him at all.
Hmm.
And it's a. I want to build the anticipation of this.
Yeah, you are gonna say some wild shit and just
Yes,
disappoint, aren't
yeah, probably
you?
Jalen Ramsey.
Wow. Holy snakes.
Yep.
Jalen Ramsey, bro. Do you know how much that guy makes?
Oh, look. If there's one thing I feel like I can trust Howie to figure out the cap for us.
I mean, you're probably right, but just according to Spot Track, looks
Again,
like
you're asking me. I can wave a magic wand and make whatever move I
you're
want
not wrong.
happen.
You're not right. I did say that. So he is on a 3-year, $72.3 million contract right now. His cap hit for the Miami Dolphins is $16.661 million. He is 30 years old, will be turning 31 during the season.
Which again, not likely. It's not a likely move. I don't anticipate the Eagles doing it. I'm just wondering if you go around the clubhouse there down at the NovaCare complex, if anybody there has mentioned the idea, hey, like all this, like Jerry Jones liked to say they were all in Dallas. Like, man, it would be an all in type move if the Eagles were to go out and get him. It's like, you know what? We want to go back to back. We want to try to ride this thing. Let's lock down, and then we'd have him alongside of Quinyon Mitchell. You're not worried about, is Kaylee Ringo going to step up and take the cornerback 2 position? It's no, we've got Ramsey and Quinyon Mitchell. We've got 2 CB1s, and then we got the slot taken care of in Cooper DeJean, and like, that would solidify that spot.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, I have to agree with you as far as the position goes. I'd like to see the Eagles add an edge slash linebacker at the most. No, Eric. I'd rather get
Okay, give me a
Clowney.
reason why.
I'd rather get Clowney than Ramsey. That's funny. Um, yeah, listen. I mean, I
Hey, I
know.
wouldn't shake my head at Clowney either, but
No, I mean, again, I think adding talent at this point is more important than anything.
right,
Considering you don't really have a lot of options. But I remember, like Jair Alexander was rumored to be, on the move, or there was probably a couple other names that probably could have been, a nice move. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm down for somebody to come in, um, and essentially be the CB2. And
right,
again, I know, you did sign a Dory Jackson. You have my boy Keely Ringo, but just and then like another position we'll talk a little bit later. I feel like Keely's been certainly given an opportunity, not necessarily to start, but to get out there, get some playing time, and I feel like he just consistently gets passed over. And
right.
there's a reason for that. So, all right. I mean, listen, I get it. Corner would be a huge to get somebody. Um, honestly, I think somebody of Darius Slay's skill wise, so that there's
right.
really no drop off. You have your two young corners that are rising, growing, getting better in their second years. But yeah, I think having somebody a veteran is to solidify that CB2. Now it might be Adoree Jackson. It just might.
Sure, it
Uh,
might be.
it might be Ringo. Who knows? But either way, I think whatever the choice is, I feel a little bit better about maybe some of the options we have in house already than maybe some positions, you know, last year or the year before that. I remember being way low
Yeah.
on the safety class, with Reed Blankenship. And Reed certainly has balled out and shown, he can be the guy. So if I am gonna pick a position, yeah, this one's tough because
Mhm.
corner's a great one, safety's a good one. I think there's a lot of uncertainty, but you did just draft Drew Makuba. Will he be
Sure.
ready? Will he be able to take that position and run with it? I don't know yet. That's why I wouldn't mind the Justin Simmons move.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
no, I think that'd be a great move too.
again, I think you could probably get him for pretty cheap. He's a vet. Worst case scenario is you sign him. He's there during camp. You cut him, at the end of camp. He provides veteran leadership to the youth in that safety room.
Right.
And obviously, if he wasn't good enough to make the team, he wasn't good enough to make the team. So there's that. I worry about right guard for the same reason, kind of as the Keely Ringo aspect of, hey, listen, Steen's been here for a couple of years. And
Right. And he's never stepped up to be a starter.
he
Yeah.
has gotten beat out by a natural center in
Hmm.
his first year. He has gotten beat out by a natural tackle in his second year.
Right.
Now there's really nobody else standing in his way. Now, granted, we didn't think, last year that what's his face was going to really,
Yeah. Becton. Yeah.
Jackson was really going to fight for it, but he sure did. And listen, you don't know how things are going to go. There's a couple of young kids. You got Kendall. You got a plethora of kind of undrafted guys as well. But you also
Hmm.
have the former first round in Kenyon Green. Are we just writing that guy off, or maybe Stoutland can kind of revitalize? Kind of did it with
Sure.
Becton. I mean, Becton wasn't this far gone for sure, but
But also Becton wasn't a natural guard, but he got
true,
him to play guard.
true. Dives way too much money. Howie's MO this offseason has been cheap prove it deals who are younger with upside. Yeah, I like that.
No, I agree with you. I agree. Look, I'm not saying I think it's something that will be done. I just, like I said, I wonder how much the conversation has happened.
I got it. I just think with given the salary and given how much you're probably going to still have to give up for him, I just think it's a non-starter for me. Anyway, the question is, what are the odds that Drew Makuba is your week 1 starter? Eric, you have watched more Texas games than most people.
Yeah,
Ever.
especially most people in this area. I'll tell you what, him being starter week 1, I don't know. By the end of the season, I think he's 100% your starter. But man, week 1, that might be a tough ask. Week 1.
What's your percentage?
Yeah, I think I'd go over 25% just based on what their roster is right now. You bring me a Justin Simmons, and then those odds go down.
Okay, all right. So I'm worried about the right guard position. I think it is Steen's to lose again, and I really don't think there's anybody that's really going to come and grab it. And again, Steen has been fine when was asked to pop in.
Sure.
Obviously there's something there. There's something there that Stoutland's not ready to hand over the reins. You know what I mean? So I worry about the visual on all of this. Christian checks in. What does Huff need to do with the Niners in order for the pick to be a 4th rounder? That information has not been officially publicized. I can only assume it's probably going to be a snap. Bless you. A snap count percentage. Most likely, or a sack milestone.
Right.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we don't. Not that I'm aware of.
That's not been disclosed, as far as I know. I've looked
So
at it.
as soon as it does become public, we'll certainly throw that out there because, yeah, I mean, Christian, you make a great point. That's going to be a huge thing come next year. I mean, Howie is stockpiling picks for next year. The draft for me is going to be much better this next upcoming year than it was this current year. I feel like so. I heard Bryce Huff needs over 7.5 sneezes for next season.
I'll get them. I don't know about Huff, but I'll get those sneezes.
Yeah, you will. Will you get a working laptop? Is the question.
Over under half a laptop. Are we going over or under to this season?
Yeah, it's it's not ideal if that's the case, but yeah, we'll see. As soon as we know, we'll obviously post that out somewhere on the Eagles Pinpool Network or one of the many shows on this wonderful network. We'll probably talk about it. God willing, that information becomes public when one of us is live on a show. It's really all you can hope for as a podcaster. Some cool stuff happens while you're live.
Right, like the Andrew Luck retirement. Yeah,
like the Andrew Luck retirement. That was our big. That was
definitely a big get for us. Story broken to you first by the old man, picked up by Adam Schefter. Yeah,
man, the old man is first and last. News story.
Yeah,
it was a good one. It was a killer. But
I mean, after you do that, like, why not just retire at that point?
Right. So outside of right guard, obviously I have concerns about linebacker. Obviously,
sure, you always have concerns about linebacker.
Obviously, we could have freaking Ray Lewis. We could have Mike Singletary. We could have whomever.
And Patrick Willis as a backup. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And name insert whatever. Patrick Willis.
Right.
Insert whatever. And I'll still be like, yeah, but
I really like another linebacker.
Yeah, what about Dick Butkus? Like, but anyway, Bond obviously was huge, re-signing him, and obviously, drafting the first ever linebacker since 1979 in the first round, and Jahad Campbell was huge. But Fangio just kind of came out and was like, he probably won't be ready until August. He won't even see the field until August. So that's a little concerning for sure.
Sure.
But there's a spam call there. And then his talk on Nakobe D, even more concerning.
Yeah.
He basically said, don't expect him anytime soon.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now Nakobe, feel like
Yeah.
Nakobe kind of, has a different mindset. He's working hard.
Mm-hmm.
He, again, I just heard he's been doing yoga and ballet and doing plenty of things to try and, um, increase his flexibility.
Sure.
He's rehabbing like a monster. And, again, he's been around. It's not like he's like in a cast and, he's limping around or whatever. He seems to be all right. It's just whether or not he's going to be football ready anytime soon. Now, Vic Fangio does not feel that. I can assume that Nakobe Dean himself probably feels like his timeline's a little bit sooner. But maybe we see some Coupe de Jean at linebacker. Well, listen, obviously he's not a linebacker. Obviously, Fangio has said that he wants to keep him in the slot. But, there's a lot of positionless football when it comes to depending on down and distance and what you really need. Yeah, you could have him in linebacker, but if it's a coverage
Right.
linebacker, you're in coverage. Why not have somebody who's amazing at coverage, who can also, lay a hit when he needs to? So,
Sure.
Kaiser White would be an easy addition. Good at coverage, was here before. Yeah, again, somebody like that would kind
Yeah,
of,
I think that'd be a nice move.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would make me feel a little bit better. Somebody of Kaiser's White veteran status. And no offense to
Mm-hmm.
Trot Jr. I just don't know if he's ready for the number 2 spot behind
Right.
Bond. If Jahad Campbell isn't going to be ready to go week 1, and if Nakobe Dean is going to be out a considerable amount of time, right now, Trot is your starting linebacker
Right.
because you have a bunch of practice squad, bunch of rookies. You have Smail Munden, who, again, I was a really big fan of at Georgia. I think
Sure.
he'll actually be somebody to keep an eye on this offseason or this, training camp and whatnot.
Right.
But, yeah, I think I just don't know if I'm ready for that conversation. So, and then honestly, I like Dives. I wouldn't mind another edge personally. I mean, you have Nolan Smith, who again started coming on second half of the season. You have Jalex Hunt, who, let's be honest, really just came on kind of last couple of games.
Yeah, and you got to hope that you get him to continue to step up. Like both those guys, Nolan Smith and Jalex Hunt, if they can expand on that and take what they were doing at the end of the season and just expand on that. That's what you're hoping to see from them.
Yeah. And you bring in Ojulari, who, again, I have very high hopes for. You also have Josh Uche, again, who I think if you're going to pick one or the other, Uche or Ojulari, you would assume Ojulari would be the one to kind of step up and be the guy, where Uche may be one of those, late camp cuts. But still, I think there's potential in him as well. So, and then you kind of have Ty Robinson, who can kind of play in and out. So yeah, we'll see kind of how this defensive line shifts out. I'm weirdly more worried about Keely Ringo at CB2 than I am at Trot Jr. Get a few spot starts to start next season. Okay. See, now I'm not. If you're just talking spot start, if you're just talking,
Right.
hey, like, listen, like, whoever CB2 gets a little banged up, the guy has to start a game. I'm all right with Q Ringo doing that, especially when you have Q and you have Coop.
Right.
That, you
At
know,
the 1 and the 3.
that's why
Yeah.
Gray, in between them, not physically in between them, but on the depth chart in between
Right.
them, essentially. Then I would Trot, who it's basically Bond and then him, and he's got to cover his half. Bond covers his half. I worry about that for sure a little bit more than I would Ringo because again, Ringo's at least been out there, and at least understands his role. Whereas I don't know yet about Trot.
Right. Right. And you worried about, like a big part, I think, of what made the transition for Bond from going from a pass rusher, like almost exclusively, to now an outside linebacker. Like part of that has been the trust of the other linebackers, and in particular Nakobe Dean, and how those two really fed off each other all the last season.
I mean, it was magical.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that was the best linebacker season since 2000 and God, I'm trying to just remember the year. It was Trot and it was why am I blanking on the dude's name?
Ooh, I am too, actually.
Was it Carlos Emmons? Was him and
They were
Emmons?
together. Yeah, they were together.
Yeah,
And was that 03?
that's what I was. That's what I want to say. And then
Or no, 03, I think Trot might have been gone. So I think it's 02.
Then maybe 02. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, 03. So Emmons was 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003 here in Philadelphia.
Right.
Let's see. Trotter.
Because I want to say it was either 2 or 3 that he was in Washington. And I don't think it was both years. I think it was just the 1 year that he was there.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he was
Because I
watching
know he was
2002 to 2003. So maybe it was 2001.
Was it 2001? Yeah, I guess so.
I guess. Huh. That's very weird. Jeremiah keeps wanting me to keeps wanting me to do Junior. But I'm like, no, not Junior.
Not the kid.
Yeah, it would have been 2001. So
Yeah.
2001 Eagles then. Yeah. So 24 years.
24. Yeah. Jesus, we've been watching football a long time.
Yeah, that's not even remotely close to the beginning.
No.
Best linebacker since the 90s for sure. Dean Bond and even Oren Burks had all major moments. Yeah, listen, you might be right on the since the 90s even. I wonder if there's a way I can do like linebacker group Eagles history. Historical starting lineups. Okay. I mean, I guess that could work, right?
Yeah, I guess that works. Yeah.
All right, let's start from 2001. Let's go over to linebackers. So yeah, it was Mike Caldwell, Jeremiah Trotter, and Carlos Emmons. What does the asterisk mean? Pro Bowl. Okay, so that was Trotter's Pro Bowl year. Okay, let's say, okay, maybe it's 2000 because that was Barry Gardner, Trotter, and Emmons. Now I'm looking at 99. I got James Darling, whoever that it was.
Right. Yeah, I remember James Darling. Yeah.
Jeremiah, I know who he is too. Jeremiah Trotter and William Thomas. I forgot those two met.
I know. I forgot that he was still on the team then. I tried to forget everything about 99.
Yeah, Hollis Thomas was there. Mike Mamolo is still on the team in '99. Wow, that
That
doesn't
just
seem.
shows how the contracts worked then. There was no way to get out of it, really.
That's very true. Let's see. Keep going down. I got William Thomas, Ray Farmers, James Willis, Bill Romanowski, William
Oh,
Thomas.
God.
That was and
Yeah.
Kurt Govia. Govia, do we know
Kirk
that?
Covea. Kirk Covea.
Govea.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he
That
was on
yeah,
Washington for a long time and then
yeah.
came here. Yeah.
I always loved me some Romanowski.
Yes.
Just because he was such an a-hole.
Oh,
Uh,
he was a total a-hole. Yeah.
well, and then look at 94, Romanowski, Byron Evans, and William Thomas. That was a good group. Oh, no, even
Yeah.
better. 93, 92 were Seth Joyner, Byron Evans, and William Thomas.
Well, yeah. I mean, that now we're going back to like the dominant defensive years.
Yeah, so it has to be not. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll go 90. I'll go 92. Best linebacker group since 92.
Wow. Okay.
Because
So the best linebacker group of my streak.
yeah, sure. Wow, that's 33 years.
Yeah.
33 years. Yikes. Oh, now we're talking watching football for way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
wow.
I've watched every game since about midway through that '92 season.
Yeah, that's right.
So, oof.
See, I wish I'd paid attention. I mean, again, I'm sure
Yeah.
that I have, but I always catch at least a replay.
Right.
But yeah, I wonder what mine would have been. But yours is a very impressive streak. Do we know the official number of games? I know we did. We did
I
5.
know we did the 500 before the start of the 22 season.
Yes.
So however many games since then, we played 19 that year. So that would be 519. Then 18 the following year.
Yeah.
So that's 537.
Yeah.
And then it was 20 this past year?
Yeah. 57.
So 557. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, listen, you have your quest for Eagles.
What's my quest for? Like, what's the
Legend?
sequence of games
I
that
don't
I'm
know.
looking for?
I don't know. Have the longest active streak of never missing a game, I guess. I don't know. I mean, God
Yeah.
only knows.
Which I do know that tops the garbage man, Sean Young.
Oh, yeah.
It does top his streak. Because I ran into him one time and we were talking about it at Chickies and Pete's in Autobahn.
Oh, he was in
And
Audubon, huh?
yeah. And he was saying, he's like, oh man, I did miss this one game in like 2001. Somebody like, he was like, oh, it was my sister got married and like I had to miss. I'm just like, okay, dude, like
Bad
obviously
sister.
blow off the wedding. Like,
That's a bad sister.
yeah, well, that's the thing. I told him, I was like, how do you not sit the sister down and be like, dude? And it was an Eagles Cowboys game.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. They played the Cowboys in Dallas, and I'm just like, how the hell did you miss that?
Yeah, unless the wedding was at the stadium.
Right.
Yeah. Well, listen, you have your whatever claim to Eagles fame. I obviously have mine with my jerseys. I just got another 2 in the mail yesterday from our good buddy.
Yeah, I got mine. Yeah, I got mine yesterday as well. Yeah.
Which did you get again? I forgot.
The black Quinyon Mitchell jersey.
Black Quinyon Mitchell. There, very nice. Very nice. And I got my Pios and Retzlaff.
Yes.
So,
do you have them handy? Do we show them off?
No, they're way upstairs.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, now
so mine's in the closet here. If I wasn't, having to hold on to the phone the whole time, I could go grab it. Yeah.
Yeah, mine. So I'm now up to I think 96 jerseys. I think.
Nice.
got I've made it all the way up to 36, 0 to 36. 37, 38, 39 are friggin' brutal.
Yeah, I would say don't even worry about those just yet. Like basically save those to
I
the
feel
end.
like I'm gonna wait till last.
Yeah.
And then there's 40. Is it 42?
Yeah, 42 is brutal.
7.
Yeah.
Then there's a few then there's 50, there's 52.
Right. Those are pretty brutal too.
Those are really brutal. And then there's like a one or two in the 60s, 70s. So like there's
Yeah.
probably like 10 that are just absolute brutal. Speaking
Right.
of, Lenny! Okay, what up,
Yay!
Lenny? I'm just talking about you and your amazing jerseys. Making it even 100. Oh, I'm getting there, Len. Don't you worry, I'm getting
Oh
there.
yeah.
Believe you me. And I will. You'll be the guy to do it for sure.
Well, your 100th jersey, like when you actually get to 100, it's got to be something significant. It's got to be like either like a Hall of Fame guy or, and I know that's going to be hard because there's very few that you don't have.
I don't have very many left.
Right.
I'm trying to keep, some of the newer like 90, 2000, whatever,
Right.
players that I want to get their jerseys of that I could still kind of find on like an eBay type. Those I keep open because I want to be able to get them that way.
Sure.
But like, I got 37, 38, 39, 42, and 47. Those 5 alone are terrible. Then you have 50, 52. That's 7. 50. Do I have 57? 57? No. I don't think I have a 57. Do I?
It's funny because you just talked about a guy who wore number 57, James Darling.
I did. Yeah, James Darling for sure.
Yeah. He could be a 50. Well, okay, no, we couldn't.
But I don't have snap. Why am I blanking on his name? Fullback, 41.
Keith Byers.
Keith Byers, thank you. Jeez. Like that one, I'm keeping open because I should be able to find that, but it's hard and it's expensive. So I'm kind of just waiting for the right one to kind of pop up. Same thing for like it took me forever to get a Sproles. I never had one.
Yeah, for whatever reason, he's really hard to get.
Yeah. So, again, I still kind of linger on certain things. I have eBay alerts that basically tell me anytime there's a jersey in my size that is up for sale that's under my threshold.
Right.
I'll get an email about it. It's the most wonderful thing eBay does. I gotta tell you. And I have them. I have literally. I'm not even lying. Of all the jerseys of like the ones that I want to get, I have them set for that.
See, I've got to get you to help me do that for the. I know I told you about the one jacket that I want to get, the Super Bowl 52 jacket. It's kind of like a lightweight jacket. I'll have to get you to help me set up the look for that.
Easy. Yeah, it's really easy. So. But yeah, I'm getting there. So I think I'm 74% done. 96 jerseys.
That's impressive. I mean, like I said, the 100th jersey. So in 4 jerseys, that's got to be a significant one.
Yeah, I got to figure out what that might even be because I just knocked off 2 Hall of Famers.
I know, and it's funny because I just thought of that after you ordered those jerseys.
And I want to get a Saquon. I want to get a Carter.
I mean, that'd be a good 100th. Yeah,
and I'm going to, but
yeah,
I don't need 26. I don't need 98 right now. Sadly, I have them already, but let me know. I can order any of those shirts. You always text me. Love you guys. Thank you for mentioning our show. Yeah, anybody. is even remotely close to Pittman, New Jersey, head on
Yeah, you
down
gotta get
over
out there.
2nd Avenue in Pittman, right off the heart their main street there, right off what is it, Broad Street, right?
I think so.
I think it's called Broad. Right by the Pittman Theater. Head on over to Lenny and Susie's Sports Memorabilia. They got not just Eagles jerseys, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies, uh, signed
Which,
memorabilia,
Len,
others.
I'm calling you out. I texted you about a jersey, a Red Sox jersey that I got to try to get for my nephew. He's trying to get it for his girlfriend. So you got to text me back, Len.
There you go. But yeah, head on over there. Absolutely amazing stuff. Or you can always reach out to us and we can put you in touch with Len. So good stuff. But anyway, sorry we went on a little tangent there. That's what we do here. If you're new,
We're the guys at the bar just talking sports.
pretty much, yeah. But yeah, sadly we don't have a beer in our hand right now. But
Yeah, all I have is a bottle of water over here.
Chris.
I
But
know,
that's going to be
right?
it for us today. We will see you guys next week. We got some kind of fun stuff planned for the show heading into the future. Of course, don't forget all of the fun stuff here happening on the Eagles Pin Pull Network. Birds of the Round Table. Shane comes back next week. We're going to start a new series there starting next week. Cannot wait for that. I don't want to tease it just yet until we have all the details done. But don't forget, not this Eric, but Eagles Eric started a brand new show. Please check that out. That is also on the network. And then, of course, all of the other shows with Shane and Johnny and Mark. And you know, again, we cannot be more appreciative of those of you who watch, listen, you download the show on Spotify or Apple or Google or whatever. You listen to them later, or you have them set for YouTube, or whether you're coming to us from Facebook, Twitter. It does not matter. We appreciate all of you just the same. And of course, always welcome in the comments, Dibes, Christian, of course, our good buddy Len. Thank you for the kind words today. Outside of that, trying to think. Oh yeah, if you are in the Delaware Valley and you need some bartenders for your upcoming event, graduation season's happening right now, weddings, charity events, does not matter. If you need a bartender, please reach out to Draft Day Mobile Bartending, draftdaymobilebartending.com. Fill out an inquiry and someone will reach out to you. Yeah. Appreciate that. Eric, you got anything to add?
Nah.
All right. Love the consistency. Outside of that, we're it. We're out. We're done. Go Birds. We'll see you
Go
guys
Birds.
next week here on the Eagles Pin Pull Network. So, for the Football Smack Talk Show, I am your host, Ryan.
And I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody. Sorry, no countdown today because I had to be on my phone and I couldn't check the count before I got on here.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, have a great night, everybody.